The Delhi High Court has observed that India's full potential is not being utilized for vaccinating its citizens with Covishield and Covaxin. While the Serum Institute of India submitted that they had allocated 51 million doses to the Union Health Ministry for delivery abroad, the High Court held that newspaper reports suggest that India is exporting vaccines even to not-so-friendly nations. While the Serum Institute of India told the court that they have already supplied 48 million doses in India, Bharat Biotech submitted that they do not have any excess vaccines which are underutilized, and any further capacity creation will be a time-taking and capital-intensive process. Centre opposed any judicial intervention in its policy decision of allowing COVID vaccination only for senior citizens and people above the age of 45 with co-morbidities. Centre submitted that vaccination was being prioritized for groups of people based on medical parameters and not on the basis of individual professions, opposing the Bar Council's argument that people working in crowded and closed courtrooms need to be vaccinated on priority. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta argued that even people working at airports, railway stations and banks were working under similar conditions. Mehta assured the court that eventually everyone's turn will come to get vaccinated and urged the court to defer the hearing for next week, as the Supreme Court is going to consider a transfer petition with a similar request. Centre requested the court to not pass any orders, as various high courts were hearing similar petitions, and conflicting orders by different courts will create confusion. President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, senior lawyer Vikas Singh, urged the court to ensure that Centre does not export any more vaccines till all Indians are vaccinated. He submitted that the functioning of judiciary was important for the country and argued that Centre was wrongly classifying people working with judiciary with other people working in crowded spaces. While the court did not pass any orders, it observed that the judiciary is one of the three major organs of the state and cannot be compared to airports and bus depots. The bench held that the pandemic had impaired the functioning of the judiciary, and the plight of petitioners with pending cases and under trials languishing in jails cannot be ignored. Even as the court held that the risk of exposure was increasing for the judiciary as physical courts resume, Centre submitted that even the other two wings of the state, that is the legislature and the executive, also have not been vaccinated till now. Centre also apprised the court of the operational difficulties if the total number of daily vaccinations were to increase manifold. Solicitor General argued that many areas of the country lack the infrastructure and amount of trained workforce which will be needed to speed up the vaccination drive. He spoke of the practical difficulties of allowing too many people to wait to be vaccinated at a healthcare centre in absence of social distancing, as others being vaccinated will have to remain under observation for 30 minutes. Responding to the Delhi government's counsel, who claimed that the national capital was ready to scale up the vaccination drive, Centre submitted that infrastructure in small towns and villages also needs to be kept in mind while dispatching vaccines.